Hey everyone, and to round off 2022 we have the release of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which is a remaster of the PSP version of the game. Crisis Core acts as a prequel to the entire anthology of Final Fantasy VII, taking place 7 years before the events of the original PS1 game. Crisis Core Reunion is the story of Soldier Second Class Zack and his origin story. Now, this is going to spoil the events of the original Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth that's coming next year when that releases. So if you haven't played those two games, or if you aren't familiar with the original story of Final Fantasy VII as a whole, then I suggest playing those games and coming back here. This remake/remaster essentially takes the original PSP game and gives it a facelift using the backgrounds, textures and models from the recently released Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated on PS5. Crisis Core Reunion even includes the original cutscenes from the original PSP games, with the in-game ones being fully remade from the ground up, but sadly the CGI ones being ripped straight from the PSP game, meaning that the resolution is a slightly lower quality than it should really be. Now, Crisis Core is much different from the original turn-based RPG style of Final Fantasy VII, but is more similar to the remake. The way the game works is that you can lock onto enemies and then hack and slash away to defeat them, but the thing that makes Crisis Core stand out from other games in the series is the DMW in combat. The DMW, being the digital mind wave, is a weird system that allows you to get various limit breaks from past events as well as cutscenes. You can level your materia, you can give temporary buffs in battle, as well as you can do like special moves. Well, these are the limit breaks essentially, but you do special moves based off of characters, so for example Sephiroth, Aerith, etc. It can feel like RNG at times, but it is difficult to get a grasp of using it, especially if you're a new player, and it gets really confusing on how to understand it, but once you play the game you do get an understanding of it, and there are tutorials as well. The remake does have a few missed opportunities as well. One is the typical end credits scene teasing the next project. I'm not going to spoil the ending of any Final Fantasy VII games in this video, so you don't have to worry about that, but if you were waiting for a special after credits scene teasing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or Remake, I think you're going to be disappointed, as there straight up isn't one. The ending of this game is the original ending of Crisis Core. It's exactly the same. Another missed opportunity is the voice acting. The voice acting for the most part has been completely redone. Some are reused from Final Fantasy VII Remake, meaning that it's the same voice actors, but some are straight up terrible or really bad. Now, I don't know if it's the writing of the original script and game or the delivery of the lines, but some of these lines come off as incredibly cringeworthy and terrible. Now, some of these are so bad that they're funny, like so bad that they're actually good, but some are just so bad that they're just really cringeworthy. I'm just going to show a few examples now.
Me? Gungaga. Working for Hollander now? What is it you're after?
World domination.
That's not even funny, man.
How about revenge?
For what?
If you want to be first.
I'll embrace my dreams in honor. And my dream is to become a hero.
But if you're here to either replay this filler game before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or if you're here to re-experience Crisis Core since you've played it on the PSP, I think there are loads of positives, such as the reworked models looking super nice, as well as the textures look really detailed and pretty much the same as they did in Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as the backgrounds, the houses, the textures, the ground, the trees, everything looks super nice. And it's also really nice seeing these iconic locations from the Final Fantasy VII universe that haven't come back yet in glorious 4K, and hopefully this is how locations such as Costa del Sol, Wutai, etc. will look in the next two parts of the remake, as I know fans are really excited to see those, and seeing them in Crisis Core sort of fully remade and remastered is really cool. Anyway, I'd like to give Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion a 7 out of 10, which is a good remaster which is sadly brought down by mixed voice acting and cringeworthy dialogue. as well as a confusing combat system and corridor-based exploration. But things like the missions, the iconic locations, the characters, the music, all of that really does this remaster justice, as at the end of the day this is still a good game, but not as good as it could have been. And this remaster is still a lot of fun as a filler game, but if you were expecting something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I don't think you should have been, as Square Enix, to be fair, were quite upfront with what this game was. But also this game will take about 15 to 20 hours to beat, and the fact that it isn't full price, like it isn't the full £70, $70 is great. I think I only got this game for £40 in the UK, which is about, I think $45, so that's really good as well. So anyway guys, if you've enjoyed this look into Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, tell me in the comments, are you going to be picking up the game? Did you already pre-order it? Have you already beaten it? As of writing this review, I've already beaten the game, and I'm going to have the ending up on the channel soon. Don't worry, there'll be like full spoilers in that video, so don't worry. So yeah, tell me in the comments, what did you guys think of the game? What did you guys think of the review? Thank you so much for watching, and if you want more videos on the channel, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you guys in